You created the good,
It's for you, for me.
you created a good image around. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
People think that you know everything.
Oh,
I
far
know,
from
but
it.
no,
Far,
no,
far from it. Yeah,
it's not.
of
I
course.
know, but you know more than the average person.
Really? Okay.
You know how to go.
Thank you.
What you know is how to go to the to ask the questions that make him feel and get the information that you need.
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants to talk about the concentration camp.
You're right.
You know,
Yeah, I know.
I talk about the concentration camp like I was in Miami Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I made
That's what I
friends.
told you, that you have a different approach to, all,
But the
your
same,
life at that time. It's very different than other people.
I know, because when I started the business, the furniture business was about half a dozen. They said, you look out for this guy because he's big trouble, because he is too nice,
To customers.
to customers and and he's good with the salesman.
But that's what your personality, that's what made you be a good, salesman.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how to approach people.
So we went to a meeting,
Uh-huh.
and I said, we don't have to be enemies. None of us are going to do all the business. Let's say the l'chaim, and let's be friends.
Jewish and non-Jewish.
Yeah, mostly non-Jewish.
Mostly non-Jewish?
Yeah, yeah. And they were in business a long time, like Ducha furniture, Body furniture,
So instead of, being enemies or competitors, you...
I said we can exchange sometimes the same product.
Uh-huh.
If one is out of it, we can exchange it, and we can be friends.
So instead of enemies, you made them colleagues,
Yeah.
business colleagues. You also had social relations with them, or only, professional?
Well, we would have getting together, like they had the alachayim.
For a drink.
They liked
Yeah.
the Goyim liked to drink more.
So in Kenosha, in the business, area, you were very known back then.
No, it was all in the same area within a couple of blocks.
But people, knew you. I mean,
They knew me, and they
yeah.
knew me. I even went to Illinois. They found out that I have good prices and free delivery, and I would deliver to Illinois.
You had a good name. I mean, reputation, good
right,
reputation.
A good name, yeah.
As a decent businessman, as what? Good prices, decent, as what?
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
See, when I had a customer, like you were my customer, I would sit down with you, you would talk to me, you would tell me
About my family and
what you're asking to find from me.
Tell me, how did you do it? I
Easy.
mean, okay, and a customer gets into the store.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I said, I'm going to do the best for you so you get the best prices, best delivery, and we'll follow up. If you have a problem, we'll take care of it, because the merchandise is guaranteed by the people that we buy, and if it's a problem, we take it back and fix it or exchange it.
You reassured them
Yeah.
that they are in good hands.
That they are safe. Yeah. And also, I would give them a little something as a gift.
Oh, like what?
One
Small
example.
what?
I have one example
Okay.
that sticks in my mind.
Okay.
This was usually the people would come into the store. My store was the largest store in town, because we bought it from some other people,
Yeah.
Jewish people.
להפסיק רגע למחוק משהו אחר.
מה?
זה כנראה התמלא. לא. אוקיי. לא, שמעתי משהו.
לא, זה הטלפון שלי עליו.
סליחה. אוקיי.
תודה.
So these people were dealing with the brother-in-law of the owner,
אוקיי.
and they decided they didn't buy. They got in the car, and the car was on the outside.
אוקיי.
And I walked by and I said, "Hey, can I do anything for you?" And they said, "Maybe." And we went back to the store. They said, "See these two lamps on the bedroom set? We would like to have these two lamps." I said, "If you buy the bedroom set,
I'll give you the lamps."
They,
And they did.
yeah.
For 2 lamps. Okay.
It's not the two lamps. It's the idea people like to get
Presents.
something for nothing.
Uh-huh.
Presents. Yeah. You don't have to, no obligation. See? And there's little things, but a lot of times they invite me to their home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they could, so I could look what they have.
Oh, okay. To get a professional
Professional
okay.
advice.
Advice. Okay.
What is important for them to fill in, to make it complete. Because we carried bedroom furniture, living room furniture, and reclining chairs. We were one of the largest
What about kitchen also?
kitchen set too, but we had to find the right manufacturer
Mm-hmm.
that made a good kitchen set.
Oh.
Because originally we used to go to Chicago, and they used to buy from different people, and they would buy. You would buy the frame, the backs, and the seats.
Oh, okay.
Put it together,
Uh-huh.
and we found places where you could buy the kitchen table and the chairs. Everything came.
So you didn't buy from one manufacturer. You
Well,
had some and you...
Originally, we started with some wholesalers.
Okay.
And the wholesalers were Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
old businessmen. And they became personal friends of me. Yeah. I even had some of the owners that were worth billions of millions of dollars. They would come to my house and have lunch.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and my wife tried to be friendly with them. I was newly married.
Did you know their families also? Did they invited you to their home? Oh.
Some of them did too.
Mm-hmm.
But we would meet at the furniture show.
Mm.
It
Oh,
was
okay.
a main furniture show in the Chicago area. And they would have corned beef and good sandwiches. And
What about you say that most of them were Jewish. What about the non-Jewish people? Or
I tried to get friendly with them too.
And they cooperated with
what?
you? They cooperated with you? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they became
they
became friends.
cooperative?
Yeah, they became friends
Oh,
because we would go out for a drink, and I said, none of us are going to get all the business, no matter how nice you are. So we can be nice to each other. Don't have to be enemies. And they thought that's a good idea, So we would if you carry the same lines, and if they sold, let's say, a table like this, in 6 shares and didn't have it in stock, they would call me and they say, we need a set like this.
So you sold it to them.
I,
They bought it from you and
well, I
sold it.
loaned it to them. They would buy it back, from the factory. Yeah. I tried to be friendly with the competitors. See, and this was unusual.
It is unusual.
Yeah, because
Even today, it's unusual.
Yeah, because a competitor is an enemy.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's basically they were.
Do you remember any incidents, any bad incident with, clients or businessmen like you, or something that wasn't, good, wasn't Miami Beach? It was like something not good. Do you remember any incident that you had with customer, with competitor, with?
That they had bad experiences.
No, did you have any bad experience with
No.
somebody,
No problem.
clients, or
No. I try to part not like customer and businessmen. We became friends. Yeah, it was easy.
Did you when you came home, did you tell your wife, your kid, your daughters?
Uh-huh.
Did you make them, did you involve them with the business? I mean, did you tell them, today I had a customer that this and that?
Uh-huh.
Did you told them,
Oh,
stories?
sure, I tried to, yeah,
They knew what was going on in the business.
right.
You participated
Yeah.
them.
I learned there's only maybe 10 merchants in town, and the majority were not Jewish, but there were some were Jewish. And the Jewish ones would do the same thing. They started out, they would go to a wholesale in town in Chicago. They would buy like kitchen table and chairs. You would buy the table, chairs separate. It was a different way of doing things, but we did everything to have a good relationship.
Did it help to the business, the good relations?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
sure.
Instead of being enemies.
People don't like if you talk bad things about others.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. When I go to a store, I don't like that the salesman will tell you, the other wine it's not good, it's too expensive, his material it's not good. I really don't like it.
No.
But if he respects his competitor,
that's what I would tell them. They are all good people. And they all belong to the society, the furniture society in town. But if you see what you like in my store, I'll try to do just a little better delivery on the merchandise, to do well. And they liked it. They liked it because we had several families had to make a living and pay. We rented a store first downtown, which was about a block from where we bought the store. And the people there, that was considered the nicest store in town. The building and the clientele, but everything was downstairs.
Okay.
It was a lot of room. And we would buy mattresses by the truckload. Mattresses, we tried to sell a lot of mattresses because there's a lot of people.
Like a big, there was a big space. It was a
lot
big
of
store.
larger space. Yeah. See. So the salesman would come up with ideas, you know. They'd come up with an idea, and it would be, come and win a donkey. If you
Yeah, you told me about it.
Well,
Yeah.
come
You
and
told me
reg-
about the
Yeah,
donkey.
did I? Come and register. They came to look at the donkey.
That was your idea?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that you can attract
People to come.
customers
Yeah.
to
Uh-huh.
come to your place.
Uh-huh. First, they have to come. First, they have to come.
Right,
Then you can, talk to them and,
right.
make them come into the store and
But the whole idea is with whole life in general, you can make people feel good about you.
about you and about themselves. Because
Yeah.
if you give them respect,
Right.
so they feel like
I
they're
would
important.
tell them, if you don't mind, I'll come to your house and point out certain things that you should do, you should have,
Mhm.
and they appreciated it. See, even today they see me. If they see me in
You had a different approach because no one,
uh-huh,
if I think about, businessmen like today,
yeah,
if I go to a furniture store, no one, no, salesman will tell me, you know what, I'll come to your house and I'll see, maybe I can help you, decide, I can help
yeah.
you what to buy, what not to buy, what you need, what you don't need. No one will tell you that.
No, because
So,
most people are self-centered.
uh-huh.
They concentrate
Mhm.
what they can sell, and they don't try to give the advice.
I think it's wrong. I think that your approach was good
Sure.
because, people, felt that you were really interested in their needs.
Right.
So
But
if
that's
you
what
are willing to go to their houses to see what they need, it's a
I
personal.
had people that would sign up. They wanted to go to the merchandise mart in Chicago, which you were allowed to bring in customers
So you took customer with you to the
to the merchandise mart in
Oh,
Chicago. Furniture Mart did not allow customers,
oh,
only merchants.
but you did take them.
Sometimes, yeah,
Sometimes.
they would come around.
Uh-huh.
But these were two places where the people were millionaires. They would come to see me in Kenosha, and they would say, "It's lunchtime. Are you having lunch now?" My mother made lunch for all of us.
So you had good relation with the merchandise, with the
All
merchants,
right.
and with the people, with the customers.
And also with the government. I was picked at the courthouse where they had disputes
Hmm.
among different people.
Okay, and they ask you to be
The judge.
the judge, the mediator.
Yeah. And,
Uh-huh.
and I lived across the street
Um,
from the Marcia knows about it. I used to go to be a judge at the courthouse, you know.
so,
In the judge.
so if I go now,
In the jury, you would be a jury member?
you were a jury member.
The what?
You were a jury member.
A jury member, yeah.
Yeah.
A jury member, and they respected my advice, you know, but in the beginning, they heard a lot of bad things.
About what?
Well, I was Jewish.
Okay. What do you mean?
they the majority were not Jewish.
Okay.
The merchants. So they were not too crazy about being Jewish.
Did you feel about it?
No,
You
no.
felt that, or
No,
so? Why do you say that? I mean,
because that's the way it was. Because
did they tell you? Did they let you?
normally the perception among non-Jews is that the Jew is not honest.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. He cannot be trusted.
oh.
And I had to show him I
You
can
can be trusted.
I can be trusted, and I'm Jewish because the sign was closed for the Jewish holidays on the store.
Uh-huh. So everybody knew that you were Jewish.
They knew we were, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we would have people that would come from Czechoslovakia, from Hungary,
Mhm.
from all the nearby countries. And some of them I even loaned money to buy a house.
Hmm.
Yeah, had nothing to do with the furniture. He said, I'm going to sign a contract at the bank, a loan for 10 years. And I said, I'll take care of it for you.
Hmm.
If it was about $10,000 or something like that.
And you got them back always?
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't lose a dollar.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm. What do you think about the people thought about the Jews about not being honest? What do you think about it? I mean, why? Why
Because,
do you think so?
because they need something.
It was true in your eyes. It was true.
No.
So how did it became, a perception
But it
that
was
the Jewish are not?
made up a perception like this, to dislike Jewish people. They have to know why,
But you don't think it was true?
No,
No.
the Jewish people were there to make a living,
Like everybody else.
like everybody else. Yeah. So, but
You think you succeeded in changing their minds after being kind of friends
I
with
made
them?
a lot of Jewish friends.
No, the non-Jewish. You think you
Non-Jewish too.
yeah. You
Because
think you succeeded to change their minds about the Jewish people?
well, our customers were mostly non-Jewish. But I knew a lot of Jewish people in in Milwaukee,
Okay.
Racine. Have you heard of Racine?
Yes.
And they did business with me, It was always on the positive end with whoever I did business. And I didn't have to say anything negative about somebody else.
Did anybody ever tell you some negative things about you or about the Jewish people? Did anybody from your, American Christian friends,
Yeah?
did they ever tell you anything, let's say, not nice about the Jewish people, about you as a Jew?
No, this was known fact.
That what?
There were enough non-Jewish people not to like Jewish people. Like they are not honest. They cannot be trusted.
Did you try to change their minds?
Yeah, of course.
How? What did
Well,
you do?
whatever way I could. Well, what do you want me to prove? I'll prove anything, And I did. And they bought and they paid and became friends. Yeah.
So you think that you succeeded in changing their, perspective about
Sure, because we
the
were not
Jewish-
afraid to have a big sign closed for the Jewish holidays. We weren't hiding it. It was a sign on the billboard
Yeah.
coming to the store.
Did anyone from your American friends, I mean from your non-Jewish friends, did anyone ever tell you something, or did you ever had talks about Judaism, or you try to avoid talking about this subject?
Of course, I got a lot of things about the Judaism. I had there was the militia here that was talking. They wanted a Palestinian state,
Okay.
and they spoke on the radio
Okay.
against
Palestinian state against Israeli state.
Israeli state. Yeah.
What did you do with it? I
I
mean,
would make copies of their speeches,
okay.
and I got it here. You have some of it?
His speeches?
The speeches that were given in Kenosha at the Palestinians, by the Palestinians.
There's a newspaper article.
The newspaper.
Yeah, debate, like
Yeah,
a debate.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they would send it in to the Jewish agencies in the Chicago area.
Well, you were interviewed about it, or what?
No, they were radio speeches given by Palestinians
Okay.
against the Jewish
Okay.
government.
Mm-hmm.
And I taped their speeches,
Okay.
and I saved some of the
Oh.
articles.
And what did you do with it?
Send it in to the government here.
Oh, what for?
Well, so they
What
know,
did you want to achieve by that?
so that they should know what's going on.
Oh, to let them know what's
Yeah,
the opinions. Oh, okay.
because the public was listening to the speeches, and they believed what they heard.
What did you expect from the Israeli government to do about it? What was your aim by sending it to Israel?
What Israel has to always do is to have a good image, to create a good image. That what they are saying is not the truth, you know. Oh, here, see. I wrote most of these articles.
You wrote in the paper of
Yeah.
Kenosha?
Yeah, yeah.
Israel and the Palestinians. The issue comes to Kenosha. This is your article? Here you are. Many children.
Yeah, and here's the Palestinian representative.
Oh, okay. So there is one article about the Palestinians issue,
Yeah,
and you react to the.
I responded.
Okay. Steve in Kenosha, 32 years. You were president of the Kenosha chapter of Bnei Brit, chairman of the Kenosha Israel Bond Drive.
Uh-huh.
What is it, the Kenosha Israel Bond Drive?
Well, Israel was selling bonds, Israeli bonds. I was one of the largest buyers of Israel bonds
Wow.
in the States, in Chicago and Kenosha. I bought a lot of Israel bonds.
When was it? What's the 84?
What?
It was in 1984.
Okay.
The issue. What newspaper is it?
Kenosha News.
This is
Kenosha News?
Kenosha News.
Okay.
Yeah. there is some others there.
Mm.
Here.
Mm.
Why don't you show it? That's one.
So you wrote in the newspaper regularly, or just when you
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
respond to?
This is when we went to Poland.
נראה אותו עכשיו מוזר.
In the same trip in the Polish
זה
paper.
הביקור, זה
Yeah,
הביקור.
yeah.
We went to Poland.
Rimanov Cemetery.
Yeah. And I was interviewed in Romanov.
Yeah.
הנה, כאן
איזה ריח יש לזה.
זה לא מזמן. זה לפני שנה וחצי.
מה?
הנה,
2016.
כן.
וככה הוא ישב לפני שנה וחצי.
כן.
זו תמונה
הוא היה
מלפני...
בסדר, זה לפני שהוא התמוטט.
איך הוא היה לפני שנה וחצי? בגיל 92 בערך?
כן, כמה חודשים לפני שהכל...
וואו.
כן.
So I'm asking that still in the age of around 92, you still go on stages and spoke.
To children.
Yeah.
That trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're 92 years old.
Mm-hmm. הוא עשה את זה גם בארץ. He spoke to children in Israel also after he came here.
Yes?
A few months after he came here.
A few months after you came here, like
Yeah.
you mean like 6 months ago? Something like that?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
they came ahead.
Yeah.
Really?
My daughter arranged it for the high school in Maskeri Batya.
Wow. I'm impressed.
What?
I'm impressed.
Well, I was proud of it. That's why I
You
sent
should.
it in. See?
It was a receipt. Very nice sentence.
What?
While the darkness of hate, violence, war, and horror engulfed the world from 1939 to 45, many chulo could still see the light. This is really you. You always see the light
Yeah.
in anything.
I know.
Yeah, this is a nice sentence. Wow. Wow.
And here I spoke in Poland.
Wait, so this one is from 2060s, like, yeah, 16.
In May.
Yeah, 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
I went
Yeah.
in January, so it's
Yeah.
just almost, yeah.
Yeah.
But this, I was the only one that survived in Romanov. And this is a,
Oh,
I'm
this
at
is
the
your
fu-
visit to
I'm at the
Rimanov.
funeral. Pogrzeb is a,
Gazeta.
what?
Gazeta.
Gazeta is the paper.
Okay.
Pogrzeb is a funeral after 66 years.
Oh.
And that's myself. And that's
This is the Israeli woman who went to live in Rimanov?
Malka.
Malka. They had a bakery shop a block away from.
So translate it to me. What is written here? You can see?
You got my glasses, Marsha?
Sure, here. You can use mine.
What it says here.
It says the 13th of September 1942. Several hundred Jews from Romanov, Rashila, Renko, Nastasia Kolyova, they went to the railroad station.
Okay.
The railroad
When they
station.
deported you.
No, the railroad station was not in town.
Okay.
It was about a few kilometers away from town. So they went to the railroad
We
station
marched there.
and they inspected. how the Jews were exported to the concentration camps.
We had a ceremony there.
וואו,
See,
בטח היה מה זה מרגש, לא?
כן.
אותי זה מרגש שאני שומעת את זה עכשיו, וואו.
but this was the 13th of September. Several hundred Jewish people from Romanov went up in the square of the town, Stacja Kolejowa, Wróbliko. This is the station.
The name of the station?
Rublika.
Rublika.
כן, הנה,
Was-
רובלקו, אני רואה.
Was not right in the town.
Outside town.
Yeah, it would be. You would have to take people to the station
This is yours.
and from the station.
Okay. And then?
Wtedy czekał tam na nich pociąg. There was a train waiting for them. Wagonami towarowymi, które przywiózł. Oh, there were freight cars ready to take the local Jewish residents to the concentration camp who never returned. They were executed. See, here it says, Mendelo Chulem,
כן.
Malza, Shachlen,
Shachlen.
Doran, Brace, Prias, the Romanova, coming to Romanov.
Did you
We-
know this woman
we get
before the
together.
war?
I knew the whole family.
Okay.
They lived a block away. They had
So,
No, he
one
knew the
bakery,
mother. He knew
a
the
bakery
mother.
shop, and
Okay.
then they had in a resort also, Ivonich. I don't know if you heard it.
yeah, you told
A
me
couple
about.
of, yeah.
Yes. And that was the first time ever that you
Yeah,
know,
that I met her.
You met her?
Yeah,
Wow.
but
So it
we
was
used to get every morning. We used to get like a dozen rolls would be delivered.
from their bakery.
from the bakery,
Uh-huh.
fresh.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, we had a good
These rolls.
fresh.
Wow. So it must
Send-
have been very, very, very excited.
Well,
I mean,
they had
emotional when you met her, no?
well, they had a very rich business.
Oh,
They were well to do.
awesome.
They had a big building and a bakery, and then they had 2 resorts
Oh,
close by.
yeah.
Ivonich is a resort for
Yeah.
people to come from all over the country. And then there is Romanov Zdruy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they both were her families?
They had shops in the
Okay.
resorts
Okay.
in the summertime
Uh-huh.
because people came
Yeah.
from different places. Yeah.
Wow. How did you invited the journalists to come and document the visit, or how did people know about the your visit in Romanov?
Well, this was invited by the Romanov living here in Israel.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you were like several people who came from
Yeah,
Israel?
yeah, quite a-
They-
yeah.
Oh, it wasn't just you.
They flew in from the airport. They flew in to Romanov.
But everyone else was second generation
Oh, he was the only one who was the first,
in this trip.
who lived in
in this trip.
in Romanov.
But there is a big article about this. See, here it says Ciężkie czasy. You know what that means?
No idea.
Hard times. came
Okay.
on a development, after the war.
Wow.
But I saved some of these articles.
Mm-hmm.
יש את זה באינטרנט, זה מופיע גם.
תחת מה לחפש? השם שלו? כן? אבל ניסיתי את זה פעם, יכול להיות שלא כתבתי ולא, מצאתי רק את ההקלטות, את האינטרוויו שהיה לו שם בקנושה.
אז אני אשים בפייסבוק.
I was interviewed by the Milwaukee stations, the Chicago station.
אולי לא כתבתי נכון את השם, לא, אבל מצאתי, אבל לא מצאתי את המאמרים.
זה היחיד שנמצא בפייסבוק.
בפייסבוק?
אני נמצא את זה רסים.
אוקיי.
See, it says Holocaust survivor urges teens to embrace life,
Reject hate.
to reject hate.
Here it is.
Oh, here.
What did you write? Racine?
Well,
What did you write to find it?
I wrote to Racine Sentinel, but it's actually the Journal Times. It's this, the Journal Times, Racine Journal Times. But I'll send you the link here.
עינת, יעני, TS 58. יש לכם הפסקת מים. So how was it for you to speak in front of Israeli students? How was it for you?
Well, I always mixed with the Jewish. We had a very active Zionist organization. Every Zionist organization that was in Israel right after the war was in Romanov, and also in the big city in Krakow. I belonged to a Zionist organization there. I lived there because my mother died in Poland
I know.
right after the war.
Okay.
And I joined this Mizrahi.
Yeah.
And Mizrahi was a modern Zionist organization where we had religious services every morning, every evening, and I could say Kaddish.
Mm-hmm. For her.
What?
About your mother. For your mother.
Right. So I had a couple of uncles, one from Romanov, one from another city in Poland. And they were also members in that organization.
Mm.
Basically, it's a religious, I don't know if you know any about them here.
Well, now there is no Mizrahi today, but they were,
But
yeah.
there was.
There
yeah.
was,
Uh-huh.
yes. Yeah.
They are modern businessmen, but religious.
Religious, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, what you got there?
This is how במלחמת המפרץ,
91?
Persian Gulf War. Yeah.
They
They called me on the phone when I was sitting in the
Kenosha News. Okay.
Cheder tomb, and they wrote, "Former Kenoshan survives missiles."
How did they get to you?
They called me from the Kenosha News. They got my phone number from my parents. They called me
they
and asked me, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "I'm watching סדרה בטלוויזיה.
Okay.
הכושי הזה, קומדיה, שעצרו אותו בסוף על הטרדה מינית.
כן.
כן.
No, but if they ask you about the war and you told them about the war and you're sitting on the
I don't know.
former Kenosha Marsha, she was saying, was going to bed when she heard the family heard the piercing sound of a siren horn. Rehovot Israel to take shelter. Telephone interview said the family heard the siren just about a minute before they had the so may have been the sonic boom of a military plane flying overhead. The head was an Iraqi launched missile landing in Tel Aviv about a half hour's travel. Oh, they got 33. It was like 91. Nothing like this had ever happened before. So they made an effort to call you and ask you about what's going on.
And witness.
Wow.
Live witness.
So, I'm asking this because, I said, like, Kenosha, a town in Wisconsin, what it is,
The head of the newspaper was Jewish.
The newspaper
The owner was Jewish.
Oh,
Howard Brown, he was Jewish.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, Howard Brown.
He was Jewish.
He bought the Kenosha News
from
Chicago.
Okay.
He became a very
close friend. Okay,
because
now I
I would see him
understand.
at the hospital. He told me even the day he was going to die. I went to his funeral. It wasn't in a, what do you call it, where the...
Was he cremated?
No, where was his funeral?
He was
in the funeral home?
In the college.
At Carthage?
Carthage College.
They had it in, right, it was a huge
ceremony?
gathering, huge ceremony at the arena, like outside, the football stadium or something like that.
He always wanted to know things about Judaism.
He was a Jew?
He was a Jew. Because when one of my sons was born here, in Israel.
Who?
My grandson.
Grandson, okay.
Yeah. So we met by the lake there. It was a meeting.
Yeah.
And I says, Howard, my grandson just born, but his name is Tzvi, and his name, it's a Hebrew name, Tzvi. It's Hirsch in Yiddish.
Hirsch. Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And he says, my name is Tzvi.
Oh, really?
He was named Tzvi. When he was born, he owned many newspapers.
Really? He was a very rich man.
What?
He was a very rich man.
He was a very, yeah. And
he was Kenoshan? He lived in Kenosha?
They live in Kenosha, yeah. And they lived in Carthage. When he was buried, it was Carthage College. It's a college for young Americans to go to the college. Yeah.
And people respected him, non-Jewish, Jewish. He was respected by.
He bought the news he lived in Chicago, and he bought the news in Kenosha, and he moved to Kenosha. His wife is still living there today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he would always sit with me, and he wanted to hear stories about the Jewish background before the war and during the war, and a lot of things.
So actually, the newspaper was like Israel Jewish favor. I mean,
Yeah, well, he was Jewish.
so
Howard
it
Brown.
was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's nice to know. Because I asked Marsha how come the Kenosha News called her to Israel to ask about the war, the Gulf War in '91.
Yeah.
Why should they be interested in whatever it is? So now I understand that if you were Jewish, so you probably
Yeah.
you wanted to show what was going on.
But that's
Yeah,
a big article, and
Yeah,
this is one is in,
this is a year ago. This one,
yeah.
I mean, yes. No, this one, yes, this one is January 2016.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so that's one a year ago. hmm And when you gave your lecture here in a school, in a high school here,
In Kenosha.
no, here in Israel, I mean,
Yeah.
you gave a lecture
Okay.
in front of Israeli students.
Yeah.
Did they ask you questions afterwards? I mean, they were interested in what you had to say?
It's hard to say, but
You remember your lecture?
It's all history. See,
Yeah.
you've got another one there.
Yeah, I see. There is one here, one there. Wow. That's really an history. You are a walking history.
See, pogrzeb.
Okay.
You know what a pogrzeb is? A
No.
funeral.
Oh.
A funeral after all the years.
No. So you were very, very active.
Yeah.
You were very active.
See, here I was answering.
An active Zionist. You were Zionist, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, you are.
I had an uncle. My mother's brother came to Israel here
hmm
as a refugee.
This is Gaza Strip. That was from '84. Yeah, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, possibly Yasser Arafat as its spokesman. Mm-hmm.
So whenever something came up about Israel, I tried to get a copy of it. See?
Yeah. Okay.
What's that on there? You got the
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. Yeah. It's from 1994. Bar furniture shutting down. Yeah, closing the business.
and what is it? Yeah, that's my younger brother.
That's Eddie? That's Eddie.
Yeah. What it says here.
Eddie Chulo.
Yeah,
Left and brother Manny Chulo.
yeah.
Yeah.
His brother had a carpet shop here in Kenosha.
Who?
Eddie's
son. Oh, he opened
They moved to
Arizona, Phoenix.
Arizona, and they're still there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
After 32 years. What did you do with it? You sold it?
Well,
What did you do with the business?
he moved it to
No, what did you do with your business? I mean,
we sold it.
you
We
sold it?
See, the idea was the building was an older building, and the city wanted it moved, sold completely.
Oh,
Everything had to go, including utilities,
okay.
the water, whatever.
So they
whole
urged
bill-
you to close the business, or
Yeah.
you said it?
They wanted the building to be gone.
Okay.
It was over 100 years old.
So you didn't think about moving your business. You said maybe this is the time to shut it down.
Well, no, we had enough time to use it over 20 years.
No, why have you decided to shut it down? Because you could have moved it to another,
No.
place.
We had enough already.
Okay.
We used it going out of business sale for a long time.
You said what? You said to yourself, 32 years is enough. It's
Yeah,
time to
yeah.
close the business, to shut down the
yeah,
business.
right.
Okay. How was it for you? I mean, emotionally, how was it for you to shut down your business, your life business? It's not easy.
I know,
I
but
mean-
life is not easy. Life is emotional.
Like you always said. Yeah. Okay. Your grandchildren, maybe. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is you. This is no. No, it's not you. Oh, it says too many with love. Okay. So
That's why we say it's a Welt.
זה kleine Welt עליו. למדתי משהו. So you taught me something.
That's what it is.
Huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.